I oppose my Republican colleagues' amendment to strike the $15 minimum wage provision from the bill because the status quo, Mr. Chairman, is unacceptable. This is personal for me. I was raised by a single mother who had to work multiple jobs to make ends meet, and we still needed Section 8 housing and food stamps to get by. Had my mother a minimum wage that actually reflected the cost of living in my district, in Westchester and in Rockland counties, she would not have needed help raising me from my grandparents. And of course, we were lucky to have their support. Now, I found it interesting to hear my friend from Utah extol a commitment to community as he sought to get his amendment passed that would narrow the number of people who would benefit from this $15 minimum wage provision. That is not my idea of community, Mr. Chairman. And thankfully, it's not most people's understanding of community mindedness. The fact is, raising the minimum wage is the single best thing we can do to lift millions of people out of poverty. Nearly 32 million people will be given a pay raise nationwide. Nearly 60% are women. Nearly 1/3 of Black workers and 1/4 of Latinx workers would see a pay raise. Raising the federal minimum wage is critical to addressing the racial wealth gap in this country, which is a shameful legacy, shameful, of slavery, Jim Crow, and present day discrimination. We cannot maintain a minimum wage so low that people live in poverty even when they work a full-time job, such as in my district, where a household of four must make over $100,000 annually in order to cover the bare necessities of living. There is not a county in this country where a full-time worker can afford a two-bedroom apartment with the current minimum wage. And let's not forget that this is not a $15 minimum wage today, Mr. Chairman, or even tomorrow. This is a $15 minimum wage in 2025, which frankly is not soon enough from my perspective. But this is necessary progress. Working people have needed a raise for years, and I'm glad we are finally moving towards getting that done here today. The hardworking people of this country deserve to live in dignity,